So I had the pleasure of testing out Samsung's latest Galaxy devices about a couple weeks ago here in Toronto, Canada, and I was left being excited about things I had no plan on being excited about, and less excited about stuff that I had hoped for more change. Samsung has introduced 6 new devices: the Z Fold 6, Z Flip 6, Galaxy Watch 7, Galaxy Watch Ultra, Buds 3, and Buds 3 Pro. There is a new Galaxy Ring, but sadly it's not going to be available in Canada until I believe later this year, so I wasn't able to test that out. I'd love for you though to guess what product caught my ear the most, and please let me know if you got it right in the comments below at the very end of the video. Let's start with the new phones. First, the Galaxy Z Flip 6. At first glance, honestly, it looks exactly the same as the previous year, but if you do some digging, Samsung did make some good changes here. It comes in a variety of new colors, with the camera bump matching the color choice, which is pretty cool. The display brightness has been increased to 2600 nits. There is a new upgraded main camera that is 50 megapixels, which I believe is the same lens from the standard S24. We'll have to test it out in the full review. It does pack the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip, 12 gigs of RAM, which is more than last year, a larger 4000 mAh battery. When holding the phone at the time, it did feel different. I couldn't quite figure out what it was though, but after the fact, I did find out that Samsung flattened the sides a bit. There's also a matte finish now on the Z Flip 6, so I can appreciate all of these changes. Moving on to the Z Fold 6, at first glance you'd think it's extremely identical to last year, but again, iterative changes were made. But before we get to the good stuff, I wanted to share a really cool product from today's video partner, AnkerWork, who sent over their new S600 all-in-one speakerphone, and trust me, you haven't seen anything like this before, so I wouldn't skip. It's a Zoom certified speakerphone that has a host of unique features that make it stand out as the perfect solution for work from home and entertainment needs. With its sleek design, it seamlessly fits in any room, enhancing your space without clutter. It has Qi wireless charging that lets you easily charge your phone at 15 watts with adjustable viewing angles that offer comfort and convenience during long video calls or even when you're watching content. Background noise isn't a concern with this, as it does feature their own proprietary Voice Radar AI noise reduction tech, and it is the world's first product that uses voice print recognition technology that ensures your voice is clear, focused, and free from background noise, which helps with privacy and unwanted interruptions. But let's be clear, this isn't just great for work, it's fun to play with too. It has a high quality 360-degree sound for music listening, watching a cooking tutorial as you cook, scrolling through TikTok, all kinds of content that make using this for play a really fun and enjoyable experience. If you're interested in picking up the AnkerWork S600 all-in-one speakerphone, check out the links below to get yours today. Thank you, AnkerWork, for partnering with me on this video. So to start, we got some new colors, and honestly, that new pink color looks awesome. I'm probably not going to buy that color, but in my opinion, that is the best looking Fold 6 color out there right now, and also what appears to be slightly thinner bezels and a more squared shape. Overall, the phone feels really good to hold like it always has been. The display goes up to 2600 nits of brightness, which is incredibly bright, but the cameras this time haven't really changed other than the inclusion of a new ultra wide lens with these new rings surrounding them, which I thought was interesting. And of course, it gets the same new Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip with 12 gigs of RAM. But what I found the most intriguing during this event with Samsung was that they actually didn't spend a lot of time talking about the hardware changes. They actually barely mentioned it. Every room that we went into, they exclusively spent time on how Galaxy AI has been improved and why we should care about it. And to be honest, I was super skeptical, and after what I saw, I'm still not completely convinced this will end up being a better offering to users than what Apple has promised to be coming later in the fall with their Apple Intelligence stuff. For starters, they showed off a demo where if you draw your own image with the S Pen, it can use AI to improve that image and actually fill out the color with better imagination, all this fun stuff. It worked, and I think it's cool, but I don't know how much I'm actually going to be using something like this. They also showed off the Z Flip 6 being able to recognize people in the shot and actually change the angle of the lens to capture everyone in the image, which I thought was actually pretty cool. I didn't get any footage of this, but there was a demo of a live translation where another creator spoke in Cantonese and it would voice back to the Samsung rep in English what she said. With a few attempts, it worked. I can actually see this being pretty useful if you're traveling. Then there's all the other things that Galaxy AI can do, like circle to search, summarizing notes, the stuff that we've seen Samsung implement in the past, and I assume will continue to improve and get better over time. All of this stuff just feels like it's cool, like, don't get me wrong, but I was hoping for more. I was hoping for something that would be more like Apple's, like that could be a true personal assistant and source all of its answers from the info it knows about you on the phone. If I'm being honest, and if I was to bet money here, I would strongly believe Samsung is going to do something like Apple Intelligence, and based on their release cycles, we're probably just not going to see it until next year in 2025, around January, February, when they announce the new S25 Ultra, which is going to be their flagship phone. Like, they have to be working on something like this, because if they're not, I do fear they are in big trouble in this AI race against Apple and Google and all that. Moving on to the new smartwatches, Samsung revealed two new options, the Galaxy Watch 7 and Watch Ultra. The Watch 7 has some minor upgrades, a new processor, dual band GPS, which will help improve, tracking for your runs and things like that, increase storage capacity to 32 gigabytes. But the Watch Ultra caught my eye more, so we're gonna just sort of dive into that. Samsung unapologetically borrowed a lot of the design cues from the Apple Watch Ultra. It's big, it's rugged, it's made of titanium. Some of the models looked really cool. It has a larger battery inside, it has improved water resistance, all the stuff that you'd expect from an Ultra watch. I will say it looks almost square for a watch that has a circular display, which I found to be a very interesting design choice. I know a lot of you are gonna ask, how does it stack up against the Apple Watch Ultra? But that takes time and testing to figure that out, so it's hard to know what that answer is right now, so just make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for that comparison in a later video. Okay, so if you remember at the very beginning of this video, I said that there was something that actually had me more excited than I expected, and it wasn't the phones or the watches, it actually was the redesigned Buds 3 and Buds 3 Pro. This was completely unexpected. Samsung just ditched its older iconic design in favor of a stem shape, which again seems to borrow a lot of design cues from Apple's AirPods Pro. But regardless of the borrowing and the copying, I really love the design a lot. That space gray silver look is seriously a vibe in my opinion. I also tested the sound quality on the Buds 3 Pro, and they sounded really good. I didn't have my AirPods Pro on me to compare, but they were just as good, if not better, like probably better. I'm not sure. We're gonna have to see in the full review, but Samsung really hit out of the park with the Buds 3 Pro. Admittedly, I've always been an AirPods guy. I've tried so many different kinds of earbuds, and there just hasn't been something that I liked a lot enough from other companies to make the switch, but I think the Buds 3 Pro may actually entice me, but we'll see. Anyways, let's switch gears to the Samsung S24 Ultra. That device came out earlier this year. It is still an amazing device in 2024. If you guys want to know more about my thoughts and experience and my long-term review, you can click right here to watch that video right now.